Hey guys, Al here, Vitalize Seed. I hope everybody's having a good Monday. I wanted to go kind of part two on nutrient stratification. So obviously we can talk about if you're putting synthetics on top of the soil and some of the risks associated with that as far as nutrient stratification goes, which just think of that as the uneven distribution of nutrients in your soil profile. So if you're putting P and K on top, it's not going to move a whole lot, and even if it does, it might be bound up to something that's not going to make it available for the plants. And I'm talking like some places will say phosphorus moves a quarter inch a year. Now, the question then becomes like, well, what about manures, or what about using cover crops? Why can that be more efficient? You still want to be cognizant, especially I think anytime you're adding a manure or anything that is getting sourced, what actually is the source. So let's just stop that there. But there are reasons that it's worth consideration, especially in an ag setting. But let's just talk about a garden or something like that, and how those nutrients move a little bit differently. And the way in which they move is through biology. So it's very important pH, base saturations as far as the chemical soil structure. We talk about that all the time. Soil tests are of critical importance, so we understand where are we on micros, macros, and then we can come up with a plan. How are we going to utilize that, whether it's through organic sources or whatnot, or just maximizing soil biology. And one of the things that is super beneficial is understanding, well, what does this biology below our feet that we don't see that often unless we're thinking about putting one on a fishing hook? What is it doing? So there's this whole world of microbiology, and we've talked a lot about that in different videos, and there's a lot of amazing resources out there for that. But in this particular video, I'd like to just talk about, let's just use earthworms, for example. There's a bunch of other animals similar to these, and I've done a video or two on arthropods, but let's just think earthworms. Those earthworms are going to go up to the surface, and they're going to grab that straw or a piece of dead root mass or whatever, right? And it sounds really minuscule at that level, but when you think of the number of earthworms, especially the number that you can achieve as your soil gets better and better and better and better, right? And again, all the other similar type animals that are moving through the soil profile, and they're tunneling and they're taking those nutrients. Let's just take a dead root, for example. And let's say that has NPK, micros, it has all this different stuff in it, and they're consuming it, and they're digesting it, and they're burrowing down, because now we got a rainfall, and they burrow down, let's just say. And they're defecating, and it's coming out the other end, and then they're going back up, and they're doing it again. And they're doing it again. And they're kind of consuming the whole way, and they're tunneling and aerating the soil, so there's better water flow and microbial flow. And what happens is you kind of hit this point of exponential gains, right? It's happening faster and faster, and the soil's getting darker color, and you're not turning it over, so you're not getting this rapid oxidation, and you're in this no-till system where you really start to see where biology is moving these things through the soil much quicker. And that's, I think, one of the main reasons why with like in rotational grazing programs and such, they're able to see such rapid returns so fast. One, you're depositing nutrients from one field to a next that might not be existing, and two, you're using biology to move those nutrients through the soil profile, whereas if you just went and put down pellets of phosphorus, for example, a worm's not going to come up and grab that and carry it down 6 inches. That's just not how they're meant to be. So that's one of the reasons, guys, when you're thinking about things to add and kind of how does it work, how do those nutrients not get so stratified and sit on the top 2 inches or so? Well, maybe it's because we're allowing that biology to do the work for us. So it's always critical. Pull a soil test. And if you like this type of information, guys, please share, follow along, and subscribe. And check us out at vitalizeseed.com. We're adding new products. We just have our fish fertilizer and humics, which is a foliar or ground soak. We're actually going to be shipping that, I think, starting tomorrow. We're going to be live. So if you order, it'll ship same day or next day. And then all the seed orders are going to be going out probably by the end of this week. We should have them all out. So we really do appreciate you guys. Check us out at vitalizeseed.com.